LISTENTO plugin allows you to transmit lossless audio with as little as 0.05 seconds or 50 milliseconds of latency to collaborators or clients anywhere in the world in just a few simple steps. In this video, we'll walk through getting set up with transmitting your Pro Tools audio using LISTENTO, receiving LISTENTO streams, and a remote recording using the LISTENTO receiver plugin. We'll start with the most simple application, which is transmitting all of your stereo audio rather than just the audio from a single channel or sending multi-channel audio, which we'll cover in another video. To begin transmitting your Pro Tools session audio, you should first insert the LISTENTO plugin on your master channel or main mix bus as the last plugin in the chain, so that all of the effects in the chain are applied and audible. Now, log into your Audiomovers account in the plugin with your email address and password. Once you're logged in, you'll see the LISTENTO server you are connected to. You'll also have the option to name your LISTENTO session. Your named sessions are saved for the future. You can see previous sessions when you click on the drop-down. These sessions have their own specific streaming links, so this means any links to these previous sessions will still work. Your latency and quality settings are not retained in session settings, however, but tied to the overall plugin settings. With session names, you and your collaborators can pick up where you left off, reusing the same link for that session which you already shared. Alternatively, you can select random session names with the toggle below. This is useful for security, where you'll want to keep different projects separate so no one can listen in. Please note, you can only change this and other settings when logged out of the plugin. Let's take a quick look at the security settings of the plugin. Here you can see the security settings where you can enable or disable listener approval, as well as disabling the remote recorder. Below this, you also have the option to set a session password. This means that any listeners will need to enter a password before being able to access your stream. We'll go into more detail on LISTENTO security settings in another video. At the bottom of the LISTENTO plugin UI are your session settings. Here you can set your latency and audio quality. You can select between 2 seconds of latency down to as little as 0.05 seconds of latency or 50 milliseconds. You can select from either AAC, Opus, or PCM codecs, the PCM being entirely uncompressed. As PCM is uncompressed, it will require more bandwidth than Opus and AAC codecs for LISTENTO streams. You can get more info on what latency and codec settings are stable on internet connection speeds in the LISTENTO user guide. Once you have selected your security and session settings, you're ready to start streaming. Click on the red Start Stream/Copy Link button at the bottom of the UI. This will start your stream and copy your LISTENTO streaming link to your clipboard. You can also copy the streaming link to your clipboard by clicking on the button on the right. Before sending your streaming link to a client or collaborator, it's a good idea to test it out for yourself first. All you need to do is to enter your streaming link into a browser window or open it on the LISTENTO Player app on your phone. Before you start playing your session to test your stream, you can click on the Through Mute button. This will mute the plugin's output, meaning you won't hear your playback from your Pro Tools session. So you can be sure that you're hearing the stream's audio from your browser and not the audio from within Pro Tools. You'll notice once you've connected to your stream, the LISTENTO plugin will show one listener on the listener count. This is yourself. With a Pro plan, you can stream up to 150 listeners simultaneously. Now that you're all set up, you can share your streaming link with your collaborator for them to start listening back to your session audio. Not only can you receive LISTENTO streams in real time in your browser, you can also receive streams directly into your Pro Tools session using the LISTENTO receiver plugin. To receive the LISTENTO streams directly into your Pro Tools session, simply insert the LISTENTO receiver plugin into a designated aux track and assign an output to this aux track. If you have dynamic plugin processing enabled, which you will by default, plugins will disable when they don't receive any audio. To avoid the receiver plugin becoming disabled due to dynamic plugin processing, you can either assign an audio signal to the aux the LISTENTO plugin is inserted on, or you can disable dynamic plugin processing in Pro Tools entirely in the playback engine settings in the setup menu. When you receive your collaborator's LISTENTO link, copy this link to your clipboard and click on the Paste Link to Connect button. Once you've pasted the link, you'll begin to be able to hear your collaborator's audio within your Pro Tools session. The LISTENTO receiver has a built-in recorder, so you can record LISTENTO streams directly into the plugin like so. You can then drag and drop your recordings into your session timeline. The LISTENTO receiver's built-in recorder can be disabled through the transmitter by enabling the Disable Remote Recorder button. Your LISTENTO recordings can be found by following the text on screen. Alternatively, you can click on the drop-down to select previous LISTENTO recordings to drag and drop directly into the timeline on your Pro Tools session. As well as using the inbuilt record function, you can also use Pro Tools' native recording tools, of course, by just using the LISTENTO receiver to record incoming LISTENTO streams directly into your session timeline on an audio track. To do this, route the output of your LISTENTO receiver's aux track to a designated bus track. Then create an audio track and select the bus as your audio track's input. Now all you need to do is arm your audio track and start recording. The LISTENTO receiver's audio will now be recorded straight into this audio track in your session timeline. So that's everything to do with transmitting and receiving audio from the LISTENTO and LISTENTO receiver plugins. For more information, tips, content, head to audiomovers.com.